and welcome to my video. It's Lori with Bear Beauty 4. Today I'm making a men's Bastille soap with Tussa silk and clay. So right here what I have are some pre-melted oils. Didn't want to go through that process with you of just melting the oils. I have my clays already pre-poured into their vessel. I have my lye mixture all ready to go, my colorant, and my fragrance or essential oil, pardon me. And I've got my other oils that are liquefied that I'm going to be adding in here now. A Bastille soap means that at least 75% of your oils are olive oil. This recipe is well over 75% of olive oil. So I'm just adding in my olive oil now. Trying not to get too many air bubbles in here. Okay. Now that I've got all my oils where they need to be, I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to mix my clays. My clay and my bentonite clay and my titanium dioxide in here. And what the titanium dioxide does is it helps to tint my batter white, because the natural color is yellow, and it could even go to a greenish tint. With the olive oil. Olive oil gives it that greenish hue, which we don't want in our soap. The outcome of this soap is a really pretty white with a brownish marbling effect. And we'd like to keep it to as close as that. Now that I'm putting in the bentonite clay, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to achieve that bright white, because that will give it a gray tone. So I'm against those two odds. And we're just going to mix this up so we can get rid of all of the, we don't want any clumps in our soap. I want to try and get rid of as much as we can. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Looks like fall is getting ready to move in. Our mornings have been cooling down, which is nice. It had been pretty hot here. Good, but I don't want to, by accident, get these in there. I'm gonna try and mix those down with my little handy dandy little stick here. Alrighty, now that we got that set, we're going to work on our colorant. And I've got my colors already pre-poured. I just need to mix those. And this is natural mica powders. All of our soaps are organic, natural. We use the best oils that we can possibly find. And all of our fragrance oils, when used, are also natural fragrance. We do not use synthetic anything in our products. All of our products at this time are cruelty-free. I'm going to shut this down. Don't need this anymore. Just set it to the side. And I'm going to rinse my washcloth. Sounds like UPS just got here. I'll be pouring my colorant into this beaker, and that's just going to help me be ready when I do my pour and I'm mixing my colors. That. All right, so I've got these ready. I'm also going to be pouring half of my fragrance into one that's going to be white, half of my fragrance into the one that's going to be the brownish. And now I've already got my molds prepared, they're prepped. And looks like I'm just about ready to go here. I'm going to move my recipe out of my way. And I'm going to pull down the tools that I need for the next step. Okay, this is my lye solution, and like I said, it is it has Tussa Silk in it. What Tussa Silk does is it makes your bars really silky, and it also makes for a longer lasting bar. It's really nice. So the next step is to mix my lye solution in with my oils. And this is what makes your soap. Okay. So what I want to do is take out all air bubbles I possibly can before I start blending or mixing. I don't want any air bubbles. I'm burping, that's what they call that, burping. Okay, and now I'm ready for my lye solution. Here we go. No turning back once this is poured out. And you're basically on a time frame here now. Be loud noise. I'm wanting to do now is bring this to trace. You can see how it's getting that greenish, kind of brownish color, and that's from the olive oil. As I continue mixing, it will lighten up just a bit, not too much, but it will. So what I'm going to want to do now is get my clay and my titanium dioxide put into this mixture. Because I want all of my soap to have clay in it, not just one portion. And that lightened up quite nicely. Now that I have brought my soap batter to trace, I will quickly clean off my tool here. Removing all soap, because that's what it is now. This is very dangerous because lye is very active and it does burn. So you want to be careful when you're mixing. You're not touching this. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I'm getting all of it really mixed in on the bottom. I don't have any of my oils not mixed in, and double checking that, and they're fine. So now I'm going to pour some out into my brown for my marbling. And the rest I will keep for my mold. And here we go. Mix my brown. To give this a little whirl. Again, burping, making sure I don't have any air bubbles. Which I did create a few in there. I think I'm wanting this a little browner, so I'm going to add a little bit more pigment. Just a little. Depending on your recipe, you really want to be careful when you're adding extra colorants, depending how quickly your recipe will solidify, because you might not have a window to do that. So this recipe is fairly generous on time. So I know that I have that extra time. Once you get to do your recipes, then you'll figure out which ones work and which ones you can play with like that and which ones you really can't. This is already starting to solidify on me, so I need to be pretty careful at this point. The more you mix, the quicker it solidifies. Now this color is going to be slightly different than my previous sandalwood bars. And again, that's because this one has the bentonite clay in it. Bentonite clay makes for a very nice soap for shaving. And it's really a smooth shave. I'm going to give this one a bit of a whirl also, because I'm wanting it to solidify a little bit more so that I can start to design my soap as I pour. This is one of our top sellers. Very nice soap. Very, very nice. Men and women like the scent, and the texture is just amazing. It's really nice. It's so gentle. Okay, here we go. Trying to get as much of the air bubbles that I can out. I'm gonna let that set for a little while. And meanwhile, I'm going to get a couple of trial size bars here. just about done with our pour. Every soap bar has its own unique pour, and I try to stay consistent with that. And it can, again, be based, the possibility is based, I should say, on your recipe. You know, there's going to be some recipes that I'm going to have to move fairly quick, or a chance to lose my recipe. This one, like I said, is very friendly. It's time friendly. And I have quite a bit of time to play with this one before it begins to solidify to the point where I really can't do anything with it. This one is quite nice. And I do have that window. I'll be right back. Okay, so this process is what's known as the cold process. And I soaked at room temperature, meaning my lye solution was at the same temperature or within 10 degrees of my oils and at the temperature of the room, or pretty close to it. This soap will sit for 6 weeks and it will cure. So it will not be up for sale until our 6 weeks mark. I will let this sit a little bit longer and then I will texture my top. Meanwhile, I'm going to take all of my utensils and my dishes to the sink. Well, this happens and it won't be too long. This is actually the bottom of the soap, but it still deserves to have some kind of attention. And I'm going to gently tap these. That's about going to be the best I can do on these ones. So I will give them a spray. This will also help with any air bubbles. This is isopropyl alcohol, 91%. Shut my water off. I'm going to get my Y stuff out of the way because I don't want that to get anybody skin. So there we have it. This is, again, the sensuous sandalwood Bastille men's soap. Women love it also. It's a great scent. And the reason it is designed for men is because it's gentle for their face, for shaving if they wanted to use it while they're in the shower and shave. Some men like to shave in the shower and use a bar of soap. So this would be perfect for that. And women also, in the shower and need to shave, well, this is also perfect for women. The scent is why also I designed it for men. I thought it was more of a masculine scent, but finding out that women really like the scent, I like the scent. But we do have our ladies' Bastille soap, and that is the Dewy Rose. It's a beautiful soap, beautiful. And so, there we go. We're getting somewhere, a little bit longer. It's still maybe another 5 minutes. Looks like we're starting to solidify here pretty well. I'm going to pop any of these bubbles that came out. There we go. This is just going to give it a little bit of a pointy top when it's all said and done. Kind of like a cake. And now I'm just going to grab me some saran wrap, and I'm going to cover these up, and they will be set aside for about 2 days, and then I will unmold them. I will let it set for about another 3 to 4 days, and I will cut them into bars. So let me grab my saran wrap. And what this does is it helps protect it from soda ash forming. Soda ash is just when air hits it, when it's saponifying, it will react. And there's nothing wrong with the soap when that happens, and it will happen. It will get like a film of a white, clouded kind of color on the top of your soap. It's just a cosmetic thing. There's nothing wrong with the soap if that happens. It can easily be wiped off with I use a little paintbrush when that happens. Some people like that look. It looks more organic, and it really does. And it really does. It kind of looks cool. But I prefer not to have that on my bars. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it when that does happen. if and when. It's just preference. It's an aesthetic thing. And so this is the process of the Sensuous Sandalwood Bastille soap. Hope you all enjoyed this process, and again, cold process. And this will be made available in 6 weeks. We do currently still have 3 bars in stock, 2 bars. And so it will be another 6 weeks before this becomes available on our website at barebeauty4.com, BAREBEAUTY, the number 4.com. See you soon. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.